fucking mess. I don't have time to do this lab. Fuck this bullshit. I'm gonna drop out and become a fucking business major. Fuck this shit. Hello, my name is Michael Borofchek. Has this ever happened to you? You sit there, late at night, playing Melee by yourself, trying your best to end the night on a win, but you're already so upset that your form is getting sloppy, and now you've slowly gone from losing by 1 stock to losing by 4, and your blood pressure is rising, and you can't decide whether to rage quit or rage continue, and your dog is getting stressed out, and then you start to see the sun rising, and it's a weekday, and you have class in 30 minutes, and you just got downbeat by Captain Falcon again, and you want nothing more than to just lose your absolutely ever-loving mind and... Anyway, if that sounds at all like you, then you need to start training. But even then, the training process is far from straightforward. You might be tempted to use the built-in Melee CPU, but how is that going for you, Ben?
The CPUs have a difficulty that ranges from 1 to 9. Level 1 doesn't provide much resistance at all, while level 9 is better to be sure, but in what ways? The level 9 CPU does not play like a human player, because it lacks some of the movement capabilities and strategies that real people use, while also using frame data to react instantly to your moves, making it totally unlike playing a real player.
That's kind of what I thought. Well, I guess our only option is to build our own bot. Wait! There's already a bot that exists, and it's called SmashBot. Kyle, how's SmashBot going for you?
Well, Michael, I was actually getting whooped by SmashBot so badly, I looked up videos on how pros were fighting it, and turns out they weren't doing a whole lot better than I was. SmashBot, just reading the frame data, knows too much information about the game and is able to perfectly dodge, counter, form infinite combos, and it even knows exactly when one of its moves can KO the opponent, so it just is able to do it right when it needs to.
Huh. Well, that's a shame. If only there was some middle ground that was more customizable. Introducing Slippi Bot Builder. This revolution in the world of customizable Melee training is clean, precise, and designed to be easy to customize by anyone, not just people who know what a command line is. How do you set it up, Zach?
Our application interfaces with the Slippi emulator in order to allow the user to customize a bot of any character in any way they deem fit. You can choose if you want the bot to attack you in the air, on the ground, or a mixture of both. Whether you want it to be aggressive and constantly attacking you, or more passive, allowing you to practice your combos. You can have the bot be able to edge guard you, never letting you touch the stage again, or let you recover in order to revenge for knocking you off. There are also a handful of sliders that we have that allow you to change how quickly the bot will react to your actions and how often it will do more advanced maneuvers like L cancels and teching. Lastly, if you made a bot that you really like, you can just re-upload that JSON file without having to go through the effort of reapplying all the settings that you chose before.
Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, that UI is absolutely beautiful and magnificent, and so are you guys. You're like the coolest guys out here. But what does it do? Well, Beckham, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so our front end, it returns to us these JSON files, which really help configure the whole bot. And what's nice about the JSON files is that friends can send them between each other, so if they've configured a bot just right, that they love how it works, they can send it around and everyone can play against that same bot, which should hopefully act the same way every time. The hard part with that, though, is that we have to then code our code base to work on every character from the get-go and to work with these values that can be changed from those JSON files in any ways, whether we're changing the aggression style or the amount of L canceling that is being used. And to code something that works on every single character, we have to kind of find all of the exceptions that exist in the game. And in Melee, there's a lot of exceptions. So some characters, their forward attack hits behind them, their jump makes them fall. They just have moves that are just completely against what every other character does. And so we need to be able to account for that. And so the way we account for that is through these character data structures, which build up at the start of the game using the inputs that have been sent in from the front end. And they double check with raw data of every single move that exists in the game. And we make sure that that forward attack actually hits in front of them. And if it doesn't, then we need to tell our bot during game time to use the attack that actually does hit in front of them so that our user doesn't have to define that all from the start. So in this case, right, we have jab 1. And we're going to know the amount of exact damage it does, the size that it is, and we know, okay, we can trust Jab 1 to hit in front of us when we're playing Donkey Kong. May not be the case on every character, but we check for that during the game time and we get it working.
Well, there you have it. Download Slippi Bot Builder today and get sweaty at Melee, just like I'm going to do right now.